should be active now. And I'll put the agenda in the chat for everyone. We should be good to go.
Oh, okay. I was having trouble getting unmuted. Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone, and happy holidays to you all for whatever you celebrate. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight. This CPOC Commissioner meeting is hereby called to order. The time is 6:11. My name is Jolly Hatchett. I am the chair of the Citizens Police Oversight Commission, and I will facilitate this meeting. This is a public meeting of the Citizens Police Oversight Commissioners that was properly advertised pursuant to the Pennsylvania Sunshine Act. At this time, I will call roll. Jolly Hatchett, I am present. Commissioner Hassan Bennett. Absent at this time. Commissioner John Solomon.
Present.
Commissioner, thank you. Commissioner Melanie DeBose.
Commissioner DeBose is present.
Thank you. Commissioner Rosora Thomas.
Present.
Thank you. Commissioner Hakeem P.A.
Good evening, President.
All right. I'm just going to ask one more time. Commissioner Hassan Bennett. Nothing from Commissioner Bennett. Okay. Before we get into the actual business, Catherine Twigg was able to circulate the minute meetings from our prior meetings. I'll just ask that if everyone reviewed them, had a chance to take a look at them, and if there are not any corrections or anything like that, if someone can move for the approval of the November minute meetings.
A motion, I did have a chance to review and I motion to approve the minutes.
Thank you. Can someone second?
I have to admit, I haven't reviewed it either, but I'll just second it.
I'll second. Commissioner Solomon, I'll second.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'll
Thank
take that from Commissioner Solomon. All in favor of the approval of the November meeting minutes, sorry. Can everyone who's in favor voice whether or not you are in favor of approval of the November meeting minutes?
Okay, I would like to unmute and mute myself. I will not interrupt this meeting, and I apologize, Chairman Jolly, but every time I try to raise my hand or give my vote, I keep getting muted and I'm not able to unmute myself. So, okay, stop unmuting me. Thank you.
I'll stay unmuted and I approve.
All right. Well, yes, I'm asking for everyone to vote if you are in favor of that. Commissioner Thomas says she is. Commissioner PA, you're in favor. Commissioner Solomon,
I'm
are you in favor? Commissioner DeBose.
Solomon.
Thank you. Commissioner DeBose, are you in favor of the approval?
I gave an aye.
Thank you. I'm actually going to abstain because I was not present at that meeting. I was under the weather for the purpose of the record. Moving forward now, we'll get into we'll just like to notify the community that the commissioners held several executive sessions. Some CPOC commissioners met in executive session on December 4th, December 18th, and just prior to today, which would be December the 21st at 5:30 in the evening. On the meetings for December 4th as well as December the 18th, we met to discuss personnel/employment matters regarding the executive director search. And just as a little bit of background, the search was with Jane HR, who is spearheading that search. They are the search company, and we talked about different strategies and different things that we wanted to employ in order to move forward with that search. Today, the executive session just prior to this meeting was it was a strategy session in order to discuss how the commission is going to move forward with our monthly meetings that we are having. Present at the session were the commissioners. All commissioners were present, as well as Talia Grimmage and Catherine Twigg. Thank you. We'll move forward now for the business. Interim Executive Director Anthony Arachi is not present and could not be here tonight. So we have the pleasure of receiving that report from Talia Grimmage. Hi, Talia. Are you prepared to give the report?
Hi there. I am prepared.
Thank you. The floor is yours.
Okay. Thank you, Commission Chair Hatchett. Good evening, everyone. My name is Talia Grimmage. I am the Director of Outreach and Constituent Services. As our chair indicated, I will be giving tonight's Executive Director's report on behalf of our Interim Executive Director, Anthony Arachi, which I am happy to do. I will just say, this is our final meeting for 2023. So I'm really excited to share some of the updates from the previous month with you all. And the next time we get together, it'll be 2024. So I will just go through some of our slides. The mission of the Citizens Police Oversight Commission is to oversee and investigate the conduct, policies, and practices of the Philadelphia Police Department. So currently, we receive complaints of police misconduct. We audit and monitor internal affairs investigations and police disciplinary processes. We conduct oversight of police shootings, analyze police data, and develop policy recommendations and reports, in addition to engaging in outreach and training. So as you can see here, this is some of the complaint data for the month of November. We refer 23 complaints to PPD's Internal Affairs Division, and that is for November, and it is a total of 137 complaints this calendar year to date. And so if you look at these two charts here, it will just indicate sort of, we have the gender of our complainants, and then the racial demographic of our complainants as well. This graphic here shows just the types of allegations that we receive from our complainants. As you can see, nearly 26% of the allegations in 2023 were departmental violations. A single complaint can have multiple misconduct allegations. Oftentimes, when we are speaking to complainants, as they are telling us about the incident or what happened, we often, let them know like, oh, okay, you mentioned this. This is something else that happened that you may want to mention in your complaint. Next slide, please. And this map shows the breakdown of where complaint incidents happened as they are reported by our complainants. It's a map of the city, and it just lets you know the different areas where we receive our complaints from. Okay, some updates from our auditing and monitoring unit. The Auditing and Monitoring Unit Director, Janine Zajac, is back from maternity leave. We missed her immensely. Thank you to the Director of Investigations, Jameson, and our Senior Auditor, Kimmy, for leading this unit since June in Janine's absence. The Auditing Unit is working on an Auditing Unit Manual that explains the auditing process, IAD investigations, and PC, Police Commissioner memos, that is separate from the PC memo auditing data analysis. The auditing unit is continuing to conduct regular audits of complaints against police, those are CAPs, and the unit also continues its body-worn camera work, working with the investigation unit to monitor 2 cases that are currently at IAD, and those 2 cases are in the preliminary stages. Okay, so we have moved on to our investigative unit. This will list the police shootings from January to December. And so between January and December, there were 15 police shootings. This total includes every time a police officer discharged their firearm, whether it was intentional or accidental. The total excludes accidental discharges, animal shootings, and officer suicides. The investigation unit is working on a website with the Office of Information Technology to update the public on police shootings as they occur. And so this is a list of all the shootings that took place in 2023. We got together as a group the beginning of the month, so I think there's just one additional one from our previous commissioner meeting, and that is the discharge on December 10th at the 8000 block of Frankfurt Avenue in the 8th District. And it's just important to remember that in each case, CPOC will continue to monitor PPD's administrative investigations, and we may issue opinions or policy recommendations as needed. Next slide, please. So our Director of Investigation, Jameson Rogers, participated in a panel discussion at Lincoln University, which is a historically Black college. And so this panel was on policing and mental health in the Black community. Faculty and students participated, and some of the highlights of the discussion involved how past trauma in the Black community regarding policing has contributed to the lack of trust, ways to improve community police relations and the future of policing. Our policy unit released the following policy recommendations, blog posts, and explainers. That involves non-emergency reporting, information on administrative prosecutions, interactions with immigrant communities. All of those are available on our website if you have an interest in reading them. The policy unit is currently drafting a strategic plan for 2024. The policy unit also assisted in presenting at a CMAX community meeting along with the outreach team. And there are 2 draft reports in the final editing phase. And that is, one is on body-worn camera release recommendations and an analysis of police termination arbitrations. Next slide. Okay, so we have some updates from the outreach and training unit, which is led by myself, Talia Grimmage, and we have Damon Green, who's our training and outreach manager, and Julian Jordan, our community outreach and constituent services specialist. Next slide. So one of the things that we recently did was we had a oversight training that we gave to police recruit class 400. We often meet with the recruits as a standard before they graduate to talk to them about oversight, to give them an overview of what oversight is, how it came to be in Philadelphia, CPOC, our mission, our function, how we were created. We dispel some oversight myths because all of us know people have an opinion on what they think oversight is. We talk about what oversight is not. And we talk about ways that they will encounter working with us, whether it's out in the community at different events, whether it's at PBI, in a variety of different ways. And so this particular training class that we had with class 400, we actually got together and we watched the first episode of a film called Navajo Police Class 57. It is available on HBO if anybody might be interested. It was a great series, and it really talked about some of the similarities in cadet experiences. You know, it follows the Navajo police cadet class as they go from, you know, applying to be officers and what that training looks like. And so it really gave us an opportunity to talk to the recruits about some similar experiences, how they felt about police staffing, community engagement, how it feels to police communities that you live in or police communities that you're not from. So we just used this film as a tool just to kind of have some further discussions. And so it was a really great opportunity to talk to the recruits before they are given their assignment. Next slide, please. Right. So our agency is also a part of the Illegal Eviction Action Team. That is a collection of agencies that get together to educate and empower and advocate for people who are facing illegal evictions. And so you may be aware, but if there is an illegal eviction, the police department has a very specific role in that process. And so CPOC is a part of this action team just to provide more support. And so recently there was a training that was given to all of the partners that are part of this action team, just to talk about what constitutes an illegal lockout or an illegal utility shutoff. You may have times where your landlord is actually physically locking you out or they're turning off your utilities. How tenant advocates can provide better assistance to their clients, resources for advocates, and how to file a complaint if the police department does not do something that they're supposed to do when you call them. And so we just wanted to make sure people knew that they could reach out to CPOC if they contacted the police department for an illegal eviction and they felt that the officer provided a lack of service. Next slide. Okay. We also were present at the Peace Islands Institute Annual Public Heroes Appreciation Award. So this, the Peace Islands Institute, they work with a lot of the different agencies in the city, and they give out community awards to people that are doing community engagement. And so many of the people that were present are some of our peers in Oversight, people we've worked with that work in law enforcement. So it was a great opportunity to just celebrate some of the work that they are doing. We're also a part of the Philadelphia Interagency Civil Rights Task Force. That is spearheaded by the Philadelphia Commission for Human Relations. And so this is a gathering of government, law enforcement, and community partners to talk about updates, share info about the work that we all do, learn about various topics, and our organizations related to civil rights and community building. And it's an opportunity to network with each other. And so you can see just some of the logos here. There are a lot of agencies that are involved with this specific task force. Next slide, please. Okay, we were very excited just this past weekend. We accompanied one of our esteemed commissioners, Elder DuBose. Children's Mission had a energy and resource extravaganza that was held with the energy coordinating agency. There was a food that was given away to the community. They had resources specifically related to utilities. So there was info about, PGW, LIHEAP, the PICO CAT program, customer assistance program, if people are having some trouble maybe paying for their utilities. And CPOC was very happy to be able to give a special presentation to the attendees about our agency, what we do, and ways that we work to support the community. Okay, and just a couple of updates about what we're going to be doing next. This is just a snippet. We're going to add things as they come up, but we are going to be giving a presentation at the 2nd Police District PDAC meeting. That's going to be on January 9th. The PDACs are the Police District Advisory Council. They are a group of individuals that get together to advise the district on different things. And so CPOC kind of goes around and we make our rounds to just talk about who we are and what we do and ways we can work together. The staff is going to be doing a day of service for Martin Luther King Day. We're still identifying a location. And on January 16th, we are going to be having our monthly community town hall meeting. So we're hoping that everyone can join us for that. It's going to take place on Zoom. There'll be more information that'll be posted on our website, on social media, and we'll send out a MailChimp to everyone that's signed up just to let them know when it's going to be, what the topics are, so that we can all be prepared to get together. Thank you for the space. That's all I have, Chairman Hatchett.
Thank you so much, Talia. Now, I just want to see before we move on whether or not there are any questions from the community. To the extent that there are any questions from the community, please be reminded that you will have 3 minutes to address us. The commissioners may choose not to respond to your questions, just strictly as it relates to the executive director report that we heard from Talia. And Danny, if you could just let me know if there's anything in the chat or anyone raises their hands, just strictly regarding the executive director report at this time.
Yep. There were no previously registered comments, and I don't have anything in the chat currently.
Okay.
I also don't see any hands raised, but if people want to use the hands raised feature, we can unmute you for questions.
Nope, that's fine. Let me know if you do see anything, because otherwise we'll move forward to the budget update. Well, Talia, I guess there's 2 other things on the agenda, or the remaining things on the agenda you'll be able to address for us, which would be the budget update as well as a human resource update. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay.
So regarding the budget, CPOC continues to work on the early part of the budget process in cooperation with the Managing Director's Office. Starting in October, we shared initial budget documents with the commissioners for their input. And currently, CPOC is asking for an increase of $1.3 million for a total budget of $4.3 million. And CPOC's budget ask will continue to evolve until the City Council hearings in the spring when they make their final decisions.
Thank you. Any human resource updates?
Yes. So CPOC, we recently hired 2 policy analysts who started this month. We're in the process of hiring new staff. We've been updating the commissioners on our hiring process. We are continuing to work with civil service in our transition, which will likely take place in early 2024. And also we have a member of our policy team will be moving on. And so that person will be moving on to a new position, but we are actively hiring and looking to fill that position.
Thank you, Talia. Now, just generally opening the floor up to commissioners first. Any questions, comments, or concerns as it relates to any other information that Talia has shared with us this evening? With the understanding that I would ask that we reserve substantive questions about the budget for Anthony Arachi, who this will be on the next public commissioner-led public meeting agenda as well.
Yes.
Hi, Commissioner Thomas. I'll also like to note Commissioner Bennett is present. I saw he signed on earlier. He was not here at the time when we took roll, but he's present now. Commissioner Thomas, your question, comment, or concern?
Have we hired any investigators?
No, we have not hired any investigators, but we do have a chief investigation position that was posted, and we received quite a bit of interest. So there will be news to report in the future about that.
Well, don't you think you need more than just two?
Well, Talia, I'll let you respond. Then I'll just
No.
jump in because with the understanding that Talia is not the interim executive director, and
Okay.
I'll just go out on a limb and say that I don't believe she makes those decisions, or that's her call. Or
Okay,
maybe even necessary or appropriate rather for her to comment on that. But I think, yes, we need more than two. We know we need more
Okay.
than two. The legislation calls for the organization to build out for multiple positions. But Talia, if you wanted to add on that, you could, but with the understanding of Commissioner Thomas that Talia is not she's not the decision maker when it comes to that.
Yes,
I understand.
I will just add, we are very excited about CPOC's expansion. Some of us were here from the old days where we were just a small number. And so it is exciting to see the growth that this agency is having just over this past year. So we look forward to having as many investigators as we can. And certainly as we are going through that process and hiring people, we'll keep the commissioners posted and abreast of that. But Commissioner Thomas, we share your enthusiasm for interest in hiring more investigators.
Thank you.
Any other questions, concerns, or comments from any other commissioners at this time? Now, just generally, I'll open it up to the members of the community if there are any questions, comments, or concerns regarding everything that we've discussed on the agenda this evening.
I don't have anything in the chat and I don't see any hands raised.
Okay. If there is nothing in the chat and if no other commissioners have anything, then the only thing left would be a motion. I think Commissioner Bennett is trying to come off mute.
Sorry, looking at too many screens.
I motion to adjourn the meeting.
Anyone second?
Second.
Thank you. The meeting is adjourned. Have a good night, everyone. To Leah, thank you so much for being able to take the lead tonight. Have a good night.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Good night,
Take care.
everyone. We'll
Thank
see you in
you.
January.
We'll see you in the new year.
Good night.